elbows.
Abs and elbows.
All abs and elbows. You know who else is all abs and elbows?
What's that?
Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Pixel It. My name is Kevin. With me, as always, is Phil. On today's show, we got no book. No book at all. We're just going to shoot the shit for a little bit and get into what are you playing. Yeah. So, that's cool. And you know what else is cool is our Patreon, patreon.com/pixelitpod, where you too can give us money. We have 3 tiers, and at the top tier, $10 a month, you get your name shouted out in every episode. And to that end, I want to thank and you are hiding, Jesus loves you, Kyle Seaman, Ruthless Mutter, Middle of Things, Sigma South, Sanguine Flatulence, Chut Beaks Dummy Thick, and Friendly Friend. Thank you so much for being a friend. The book status. What is the status of book? So we originally were planning on reading a book, a Halo book. We were on the advanced reader list, and we were supposed to get it a while ago.
We don't know what's going on for 2 separate reasons.
Reasons, right? Yeah, there's 2 separate reasons why there's no book. So reason number 1, it was going to be sent to us, and then it has been missing in action on the sending, and also sub point A on the outline of reasons is Phil reached out and hasn't really gotten a response from them after the initial back and forth. So that's okay, fine. So we didn't have an episode last week. Yeah, we were like, all right, fine. We'll just not do an episode last week because it's Thanksgiving. And then this week we're like, oh, the book's still not here. And so it was getting close, and I was like, all right, well, Wednesday night, we'll push the episode back a day this week. We'll record Wednesday night, and we'll just shoot the shit. Cut to last night. I'm talking with a bunch of peers of ours, a bunch of video SCS peers, and one of the things that comes up is this petition, No Games for Genocide. So as some folks of you, that's not a turn of phrase. Several yous might know. Several yous of you people. 2 Utes. The 2 what? No Games. What? We were just talking about vocal stems in the pre-show. No Games for Genocide, which is a very specific version of the Microsoft BDS boycott. It's just like, hey, gamers, parentheses derogatory. How about you put your money where your mouth is and don't buy things from Microsoft? Don't buy games from Microsoft. Don't support Microsoft games. Don't give any money to their Game Pass. Don't buy an Xbox. Don't buy their peripherals. And don't buy anything from the Microsoft Associated Studios, which is a lot. This is a whole separate tangent related to this as to reason number 1 bajillion as to why industry consolidation is bad. Because when you say don't buy anything from Microsoft Studios, that's including your Bethesdas, your In Exiles, your Arcanes, your id, your Machine Games. It's a lot. There's a lot of studios involved in this. Double Fine. I love Tim Schafer, one of my video game. They're Microsoft studio. Can't do it. They just released a game too. I would have liked to have checked it out, but I signed the petition. I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to say no games for genocide until Microsoft is no longer complicit in the Gazan genocide that is being perpetrated by the IDF. Okay. Israeli Defense Force.
For clarity, they have several major contracts.
Several big boy Israel. Contracts. Just beefy boy contracts. They're entangled to hell with this. It's like IBM and Nazi Germany, if you want to parallel, IBM with the tallying machines for the Holocaust. Right. That kind of thing. Was it machine? Was it tallying for the Holocaust, or was it just like the system, the machines for
It
organizing it? I don't know. It
was one or the other.
doesn't matter.
It was involved.
It was involved. So taking a sip. There we go. Um,
That's the good shit.
So where does that leave us? I signed it, sent it over to Phil. I was like, hey, take a look at this. And Phil was like, yeah, I'm signing it. I'm canceling my Game Pass. And we're like,
Yep.
great. And we patted ourselves on the back. And then I had a slow motion, like, it was like the scene at the end of Usual Suspects. Spoilers, when the detective realizes that he's been talking to Kaiser Sose the entire time. And he like drops his coffee cup, and he sees the like, oh, barbershop quartet, that kind of shit. He's looking at the board, and he drops his coffee cup, puts it all together, and it crashes to the ground. And I was like, oh, but what about the Halo book?
Right.
And I'm going to be honest with you folks. I haven't thought of Halo as a Microsoft video game in a little bit because I didn't play Halo Infinite. Like, I don't know why. It just wasn't like the synapse that connected the two thoughts.
Sure.
They just didn't fire. And then I was like, it would be we just signed this pledge. It would be very much against the spirit of the pledge to be like, well, we're not buying any Microsoft games, but here's this book, Halo. This is this book about Halo. Their flagship video game franchise.
Yeah, arguably their most important franchise, like of all time.
Yeah, I mean, their moneymaker is probably Call of Duty, but right, but like at this point, but
Halo's kind of their baby.
Halo. It's Halo. So there's no book tonight, and we're not going to be doing Halo. And I talked about it. If you're in our Discord, I already talked about it. I pinged everyone as like, hey, by the way, this is what's happening. So if you're if you're in the Discord and you were listening to us right now, this is no surprise. If you aren't in the Discord, hey, join the Discord. It's also a great website, patreon.com/. Did I already did that.
You did that. Yeah. But you know what also is a great website you could take a look at is nogamesforgenocide.com.
Nogamesforgenocide.com. If you are a gamer, if you are a streamer, if you are a journalist, you can sign the pledge and do your best and to let's not give Microsoft any way out. Microsoft's been doing a lot of weird bullshit with AI too.
A lot of weird bullshit, and that's the thing. There's only so much we can do, and it's not even like Kevin and I both signed this thing, and I canceled my Xbox Game Pass, and we're not covering this book, and a lot of people listen to that and go, "Ooh, you guys are really," and it's not like that. It's not like we're expecting that Microsoft is going to feel that blow and Pixel isn't covering your fucking book, guys. How do you like them apples? But it's just a matter of sticking to your guns on this shit and having the courage of your convictions.
Yeah, what's the point of having values if you're not going to act when the values are being called into action?
Right. Especially when it's something as minor as this. That was the thing. When Kevin mentioned it, I had the same moment. I was like, oh, fuck, he's right. Yeah. And immediately my brain went, I don't think they mentioned books. They were just talking about games, though. They were just talking about, and I had to take that part of my brain and go, shut the fuck up. That doesn't, we cannot split these hairs. That is not going to impress anybody. So yeah, and I wrote I wrote the I wrote the public relations team that we've been working with for these and explained the situation. I haven't heard back from them, but then again, I haven't heard back from them a week ago when I asked where's the book. So it's just as well. But I explained the situation and I said, we'd love to cover your book, but we're not going to do it until this boycott's over or something has shifted and left it at that. And so we'll give you updates on how they react, if at all.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
We might. I was just thinking to make up to it to our favorite pixelit author.
Kelly
And
Gay.
I've Kelly Gay. We might say, hey, let's cover one of her original titles.
That'd be fun.
Just as a fill in at some point in the near future.
I think that was the hardest part. She's my favorite Halo author. I know you love her too, and it's a brand new Kelly Gay book, and we're not gonna. That sucks, man. Like that really. I'm getting pissed off about it right now. It just sucks.
Damn it.
She's so good. She's just such a good damn writer.
She's a damn good writer. One of the probably I would say at this point the best we've covered. The best writer we've covered. Just pound for pound, been crushed it with every book that she's put out there. So that's it's a bummer, but that we're standing by our convictions and all that. In the
grand
stuff.
scheme of things, it's the right thing to do, and it doesn't like it's not a major hassle for us to do this. So why not do it? It's the right thing to do.
It might burn a bridge with some folks, but I don't think we can really worry about that.
And that's just it. If the people responsible for I was all right. I was really proud when they reached out and offered to start putting us on their advanced reader list. Like it's a small thing, you get to read the book ahead of time if you talk about it and that kind of thing. But it made me feel like it gives a level of legitimacy to what we're doing here, what we've been doing here for years. And so it felt really good to have that opportunity. And so I hope this isn't burning a bridge, but at the same time, if it is, that's so not worth it. Like, it's not if I really want, I'll pay for those books. If I really gave a shit, they're $14 or something like that. I'll buy the book if I really gave that big of a damn. But so of course there are going to be some mixed feelings with it, but I've already given this too much for me talking a lot about like, this isn't a big deal. I sure have gone on a lot about how much I hate it.
Yeah. No, I get it. So that's that. No Games for Genocide. I think that is it's a good website. It's a good website to go to and sign up. Sign the pledge. If you dare. All right, let's go ahead and put the games in. Actually, no, there's no book, so there's no body. So I guess I just have to say, Phil, what are you playing?
Well, first and foremost, the past few episodes, I think I've been playing my two little kind of comfort games, which would be Slots and Daggers and Ball Pit. Slots and Daggers on my computer and Ball Pit on my Switch when I'm sitting around the living room doing nothing. And I recently beat both of them. And both fun games, satisfying. I think Ball Pit in particular. And honestly, if Slots and Daggers was on Switch, I'd get it for Switch too. These are the good kinds of games for a portable, for a handheld game. I think the thing that bummed me out about either of them, because they're both perfectly fun games. The Slots and Daggers thing annoyed me because at a certain point, I was like, I have to beat this game, not just because I want to beat the game, but because, and I think I've mentioned this on the show, anyone who's played Slots and Daggers knows what I'm talking about. The interface, the HUD, if you will, is like a third person kind of thing. Like you're playing a game within the game. When you're playing Slots and Daggers, you've clearly got this little tablet and there's a drink and a cigarette, a knife, and like stuff scattered around the tablet that you're playing the game on. So I was like, I wonder what that's about. I wonder if I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to get some kind of hint at the end as to what this is about, why that is. And so at a certain point, I was really blowing through this game because I wanted to see if there was some sort of reveal at the end, and there
Sure.
wasn't. Uh, there wasn't, and maybe there's something to
The
discover.
reveal was the
Right.
credits.
Right, that's exactly what it was. First, before I go any further, it's a great game. It's a lot of fun. I think it costs $4 or $5. It's super fun. So anything I'm going to say is not to suggest that you shouldn't play the game. You should. It's fun. But we've talked about this before, where we're at a point in our lives where there are games that, like, to really get into them, you've got to go into the new game plus kind of thing.
Sure.
Like Silk Song, when you beat it, you've actually only beaten Act 2,
Mhm.
and how we've reached a point in our lives where we have less and less time for that bullshit. So you get to a
Right.
point where you're like, I saw the credits, I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah.
That was super fun. Thank you. And so I started to wonder if that was something that was happening with this. The only thing that could suggest to me that it isn't is I got all the achievements.
Okay.
And that's a small thing, but I think it's enough to suggest to me that that this is it. This is what you get. And I my next step is I'm going to be going into the discussion boards and looking online to see if anyone's done any investigation or has
Right.
any theories on this, because it was driving me bonkers at a certain point. I had to figure out, all right, because it had kind of I don't know why, but it oh gosh, fuck, what is the game that was so big like 10 years ago where you're shooting people, you've got the animal masks on, and it had the really morbid, strange storyline. And do you know what I'm
The
talking
what?
about?
What are you talking
the,
about?
the game that was really big about 10 years ago, and it had like the strange, morbid storyline, and it's like you going with animal masks and you're like shooting people, and
Oh.
there were two of
So,
them.
what's funny is, like, there's a game that I will be talking about shortly with people with animal masks on, but it's not the game that you're talking about.
Hotline Miami.
Hotline Miami.
Hotline Miami. I don't know why, but there was something about the setup that made me think of Hotline Miami, because there's
Sure.
like I'm gonna pull it up and just look at a screenshot of this so I can fully wrap you up in this.
Wrap me up.
So
Cuddle
wrap you
me
up
up.
now. Cut you up. It's you've got a tablet and like the slot machine in front of you, and around you you're winning coins that come out of the tablet. You've got a lit cigarette surrounding a knife, some cards, a set of dice, which are also part of the game, this drink, and there's also lighting effects. There's this kind of dappled sunlight, there's shadows of branches overhead. You are clearly, it makes me think of being in some sort of like Miami / island kind of vibe.
Sure.
And so it's weird. And but the game is this strange kind of like dystopian lo-fi slot machine fantasy game. But the atmosphere that's literally surrounding the game while you're playing it has a totally other Banana Republic, I don't know, kind of vibe
Sure.
to it. And I don't mean the clothing store. I have to figure out what this is about. If any of you are listening and you have ideas, or you've read about this or something, please let me know, because this is so weird. I really enjoyed the shit out of the game. And if it's just a thing that they included because that's fun, fine, that's fine. But I've got video essayist brain. I haven't made a video essay in years and years, but that brain never really goes away. So I'm like picking it apart in my head, and I'm coming up with zilch.
Right.
So it's driving me nuts. we'll just go bounce this ball back and forth, Kevin, instead of one of us
Yeah.
taking up half the time.
Yeah.
So what do you want to talk about? What are you playing?
So first I want to talk about is a game called Horses.
Okay. Yes, I want to hear about this.
Okay.
Okay. I gotta
So
look
for
this
those
up.
of you who don't know, Horses is a game by hold on, I'm making sure I have the studio name correctly. It is I want to say Santa Rangione. I should have been a good host and look and made sure I had this on my screen beforehand.
Developer Santa Ragione. I
Yeah,
think.
Santa Ragione. They're Italian. It's an Italian developer. I think it's only a 2-person team. And Horses is a surrealistic horror game, and it is been banned by Steam, Epic, and also Humble banned it.
No shit.
The only places you can buy it are GOG, Good Old Games, and Itch.io. Naturally, but yeah, Good Old Games actually. So a little backstory. All right, there is a full write up on the Horses developer website about what happened, but I'll do my best to summarize it. They sent in the. I think it's your cat. I think it's Jonesy.
Yes, he's
making sounds.
He's attacking some wrapping paper. You keep going. I'm gonna beat him real quick.
Blanket on. You got a cozy little blanket there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's chilly down here. I gotta cozy up. It's really nice. I quite like it.
Basement that Phil records out of, so it's not the toastiest locale.
No, especially not this time of year.
Not this time of year. So yeah, they wrote on their website that basically Steam requested a build of the game because they were building out the page for the game on Steam. Santa Ragione, Ragione. I should even look it up how it's said. They submitted the game, and Steam, an early build of the game, Steam played it and said, no, we're not going to allow this game on Steam. It violates our content guidelines. That is all they said. That is all Steam said to them. And the developer was like, okay, well, we're not going to release for a few more years. And we think we might have an idea of the objectionable part. They ended up changing that part regardless over the course of development. And their thought was there's a scene where there's a girl riding on the back of one of these horses, and the character was changed from a girl to an adult woman. So they carry on development. Fast forward 2 years, they reach out to Steam again, and Steam's like, no, we're not reconsidering our ban of your game. And at that point, Santa Ragione posts this FAQ saying, "Hey, Steam did this. This is probably going to shut us down because Steam is 80% of the PC gamer user base. Get their stuff from Steam." And then what happens after that is that Good Old Games is like, we're going to pick up the torch for these guys. They let people pre-purchase it, and they put the game on their main page and said, hey, look at these developers. They're being unfairly maligned and censored by Steam. Then shortly before the game drops, Epic decides to ban it as well, citing violations of their community guidelines. And then after the game drops, it gets banned by Humble. So there was a window, I believe, when you could have bought it on Humble and then they take it, they delist it. They're like, no. Um, so
And
what?
nobody's fully explained why it is
And
at this
nobody has
point.
fully explained why it is. Now, the two things I'll say is I've played half of the game. It's a 3-hour game. I've put in about 90 minutes. It is both transgressive and subversive, and it deals in topics such as there's rape, there is animal abuse, there is regular human abuse, the old fashioned kind of abuse,
Yeah,
um,
classic abuse original flavor.
assaults of various myriad ways. The game is also unnerving in the way it's presented. It is a mix of close up, like these real close up shots. It splices in FMV footage that to great effect for making the player a little bit skeeved out. And ultimately, the whole thing is, I don't know. I don't want to say what the whole thing is about because I haven't finished it yet. I mean, there's
Mhm.
what people have said about it so far. There's a bootlicker on Blue Sky. I'm not going to say who his name is, who was saying, "Oh, it is like that Valve was right to ban it because it has abuse, gory imagery, depictions of slavery, physical and psychological torture, domestic abuse, sexual assault, suicide." Um, yeah, okay. Uh,
Uh-huh.
it's it sure TVMA, adults only, whatever. You don't ban the game. Um,
Right.
because there are a number of games on Steam that have all of the above and more, and also are not making any commentary on the subject matter. Like, this is a game that's actually
Absolutely.
making commentary. It's not like, and this is the other thing. I don't even want to get down into the morality of whether, like, I think you might understand where I'm coming from. Even if the game was saying enthusiastically, "Yeah, this shit's great,"
Right.
I'm not sure I would even agree with the ban then.
No. No.
But the fact that it's also not saying that this stuff is great, it's not an endorsement of the things happening in the story. Um, I think make the case for the ban even weaker.
Well, that stupid edgelord shit show Hatred was hosted on Steam, no issue, and that is very distinctly about killing people for the enjoyment of killing people. It's very much, it is an edgelord school shooter style, well, not school shooter, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
It's that kind of a game. It has no commentary to offer. It has nothing to say. It's just literally trying to upset people, and they're kind of fine with that.
right,
So, okay, that doesn't make any sense.
right. Yeah. That's the thing is and one of my favorite games of the last few years is Fear and Hunger, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Very super transgressive, super subversive, has literally all the same things in it.
Yeah.
Um, and yet it's totally fine on Fear and Hunger, or it's totally fine on Steam. There
Mhm.
is a Fear and Hunger. I don't want to call it a Fear and Hunger clone. There's a game. There's a game that is like uh, uh, Fear and Hunger, but it's not. That is basically, I don't even know if it's still listed on Steam, but for a while it was on Steam where it was like you could buy the game on Steam, but the game that you bought on Steam wasn't the real game. Like, you bought the game through Steam and that gave you access to a file elsewhere that you would then use to download the rest of the game, which had all of these things, like, and was more of like an enthusiastic endorsement of a lot of the things that we're talking about.
Right.
But
Right.
it was on Steam, and literally they were using ways to get around Steam's filters. And that game kept showing up on my suggested list because it's like, it's game like games you played, Fear and Hunger. Be like, okay, just because it's a fucked up RPG Maker game doesn't make it the same level. You know what I mean?
Right.
To bring it back to horses, so I've played a half of it, and it's a first person game, and the mechanics are very simple. You're just like walking around this horse farm and doing tasks. Now, it's not a horse farm. They are people. You figure out as you're going that the society that you are in, people who are deviants, are made to become animals. And the horse farm is just, it has a bunch of people on it who are in these horse masks, right? And they're forced and drugged to behave like horses. If now I didn't like
Whoa.
this book.
Okay.
I didn't like this one book as much, but I know you really liked it, Phil. It really reminds me of Tender is the Flesh,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
where,
Yeah.
humans are used as like kind of livestock, so to speak.
Right.
So that's the basic elements of the game, and it's at the point that I'm at. You're starting to zoom out a little bit to, oh, there's some really fucked up stuff going on in the society that this game, the world that is this game is set in. And now we're getting to the deep cut commentary of what this game is about. Italics.
Right.
So, yeah, I recommend people at least watch a playthrough. But if you have $5 extra laying around, but it's not a game that you would ever play, um, maybe throw it to the developer for just as a show of solidarity, to be like, I'm sorry you got fucked over by Steam. And what's
Yeah.
funny is like Steam was riding high with like really big good press after the release of their, the stuff that they're doing with the Steam machine next year and all that stuff. And then this
Right.
comes out and it's like, oh, Steam monopolizes the PC gaming industry pretty much.
Mhm.
So
Well, I mean, the one good thing you could say for it is that it's definitely got some Streisand effect
it definitely
going.
strikes. I probably wouldn't have heard of the game if this didn't happen.
I only heard of it because of the controversy.
Yeah.
It sounds like something I would enjoy,
Yeah.
but it's just another example of the portrayal of something is not an endorsement of it. It's something you deal with in horror and satire and just entertainment in general.
Right.
And it's a real shame. It does. I was thinking also Tender is the Flesh. It's got Equus elements, obviously.
Yep. Yeah.
There's, I dig that kind of thing. It sounds like it'd leave a real pit in my stomach, and I do intend on,
Yeah.
playing it at some point.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I don't. Here's the thing: I don't love the portrayal of sexual assault in entertainment, in particular.
Sure.
And I'm not left. There's one episode of The Sopranos, in particular, that has a very upsetting scene of sexual assault that it bothers me. I get intrusive thoughts every now and then about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I hate that kind of shit. I also, now that I'm a father, especially, really find it bush league to do the child endangerment thing,
Right.
depending on how it's done.
Yeah.
Now, as you pointed out, though, that's the thing, though. I don't say it should be banned or removed, and I don't even suggest that I shouldn't attempt to consume it if I'm intrigued or something like that. It's just more of the same nonsense we've been dealing with for fucking decades.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It's a shame. But the
Yeah.
good thing about that is that it may have given this thing more legs than it
Yeah.
would have otherwise. So
Yeah.
this might be a blessing in disguise for them.
It's what's the I hear this phrase all the time. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Sure.
Um and it's a 3-hour surreal horror game that is uh it makes you think like, oh, it's this year's mouthwashing. um I'm
That's
gonna
another
tell
one that
you, yeah, and it's another game that had a lot of um forced cannibalism, forced
yeah.
self cannibalism, um Jesus Christ. But mouthwashing also very got a lot of fucked up imagery. Um, but I wouldn't compare the two. Uh, so far, I mean, I'm halfway through Horses, whereas Horses is really fascinating in terms of like stylized gameplay and all
Mhm.
that. To me, and maybe Horses will change my mind by the end. To me, Mouthwashing is still the better game. Just
Oh,
like the
sure,
better,
sure.
it's tremendous. So if you're going into it thinking it's this year's Mouthwashing, don't necessarily have that expectation.
That's
But it is a
yeah.
3-hour surreal horror game, which is what Mouthwashing was.
Right, right. Yeah. It's one of those things that we have a tendency to go real hard the other way when something like this
Yeah.
happens. I haven't played it. I haven't seen it. I barely know anything about it. Um, but this ban and the fucked upness of what's going on here with this indie studio does not mean that they've made a masterpiece.
Right.
It doesn't mean that this game is above reproach, and we don't need to treat it that way either. It just deserves its fair shot. And that's what obviously it's
Yeah.
not. It wasn't getting. So that's. I mean,
Yeah.
only intrigues me
So
more.
yeah. So if you can, if you're intrigued by it, give it the fair shot that it should have gotten in the first place. Yeah, whatever. We'll see how I feel about it at the end. But my critical perception of it is uh, irrelevant in the discussion of the fact that they got hosed.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so back to you, Phil.
Okay. Um, I have played a lot. I've got I'm back on my demo bullshit.
Back on the demo
Um,
bullshit.
back on the demo bullshit. And I think the demo, I'll talk about another one, but I think the demo that really, really got up in my head and I really enjoyed was a game called Tabletop Game Shop Simulator. Uh, and it is essential. It's the same simulator game you've seen where you run a store or something like that.
Oh,
Uh,
it's literally trading card game simulator with different assets. It looks like.
but it's basically yeah. But you're running like a Warhammer store,
Yeah.
um, and I don't know about, but it does have certain unique elements to it that make it stand out a little bit. But really, because I play these simulator games, I want to like these games. If
I
I'm
want one to
intrigued,
be good.
I want one to be good, and I haven't done it. And this one, I think just the cycle is very satisfying. It's very simple. It's straightforward, but it's still fun. And yeah, you're basically opening a Warhammer store, and as your store increases in level, you can expand it. You can get new expansions for the game. You can get better tables to play the game at. Um, it's the same cycle you've seen 100 times. It's just Warhammer. It's not Warhammer, but you know what I mean. It's a
Sure.
Warhammer style game,
Right.
and one of the things that I find to be pretty interesting about it is you buy your shit and you mark it up and sell it. And this goes everything from packs of the figures to rule books to dice to merchandise
Right.
and novelizations and shit. I got a real kick out of that when I was able to buy a box of books in this game world, like fiction books to sell alongside. I got a real kick out of that. I loved that.
Did you buy it? You bought the Horus Heresy?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's that. Well, that's what it is. It's
Yeah.
that. It's wonderful, and I got a kick out of that. But you can, because the thing about this particular game is that it's random figures in boxes, as opposed to just buying the figures you want for your army. So there's a randomization element to it, and you can open up these boxes. Excuse me.
Right.
And you can collect the pieces and slowly accumulate the right pieces to put together figures for this thing. And then you can paint them. There's a mini game for painting them.
So you would be painting miniatures in a video game.
Yes.
While nearby your miniatures need to be painted.
Angrily.
Look at you angrily. Your Death Core of Krieg.
Yeah. Well, now here's the thing. What's interesting about that is there was a game that came out last year, I think, that I tried that I just couldn't get into, called Model Builder, and it was a miniature / model building painting simulator. And I saw it and I recognized how much fun it could be and how interesting and in depth you could make it. But it really was that one really did make me think, like, I should be painting some Tyranids right now. I could be actually doing this, because it was very much imitating the whole thing, the whole experience. Whereas this, you have you can get different levels of paint station. Like, you start out with a shitty little paint station, and you can slowly accumulate like nicer stations. And the nicer of a station you get, the easier the mini game is, and it's a mini game that's it's a click on the certain part of the screen, kind of mini game. So it doesn't take long, and the quality of it depends on how you do with this kind of unrelated mini game. And then you can put it on display, and people can buy that. And for some reason, the painting of a used mini suddenly increases its value, which is not how it works in real life. But this is a game, and that's fun. I think I'm done with it. I think that's the problem. The demo was super fun. I don't know if I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
But it's probably the furthest I've ever gotten in one of these simulator games.
Okay.
In terms of actually enjoying it and finding it to be a unique experience. So that's got a lot going for it right there. And real quick, I'm going to talk about the other demo I did for a game called Pluto.
Okay.
This is an interesting one. It's like a dungeon crawler with a really strange, surreal horror kind of vibe to it.
Ooh.
Yeah. The conceit of the game is that you're a wizard, you hold out your fingers, and each finger you assign different glyphs and runes and that sort of thing each turn, and you use your fingers in certain patterns and combine them with other runes, the other fingers that have different glyphs, to cast spells, to attack your enemy, to defend yourself, all that stuff. And as you fight in the game, you can have your fingers taken out of commission; they can be chopped off. That kind of yeah, and that's the whole spiel. And it's like I said, it's a dungeon crawler. It's got a really creepy,
I'm looking at the art style.
Aesthetic.
It's an unnerving art style.
It is, and I found it. And that was the thing. If it was just the art style, I probably could super get into this, because I fucking love what they've created here, the look of it and everything.
Yeah.
I think the gameplay, I think I'm too stupid for the gameplay. I don't think that's for me. My ADHD addled brain
it's a deck builder, but with fingers. You know what I mean? Like your fingers are
finger
your
decks.
land or your
Yeah.
mana or whatever, and
Yeah.
learn new spells and stuff. And it's about finding the synergies and finding
Sure.
and there are a lot of games like that if I play them enough, I will pick it up and
Right.
and be fine. This was not one of them for me. This
Yeah.
was it's
I
very
get it.
complex. Someone's
Yeah.
gonna love the shit out of this game, but it wasn't me.
Right. It's not you, and that's fine.
No,
You know,
and that's fine. It has to be.
Yeah.
So I do highly recommend anyone listening to try the demo out to see if it's something for you, and just to get a good look at the creatures you're fighting. Stuff. It's like you said, it's unsettling. It's very
unsettling.
Yeah. So what else are you playing, Kevin?
The other thing that I have been playing is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So,
oh Lord, okay.
Yeah. So this is I took a pass on it when it first came out. I was like, oh, whatever. I'm not going to get into this bullshit. And then it's nominated at game for Game of the Year at the Game Awards. Now, let me be clear: the Game Awards are dumb. I mean,
Right.
it is. A lot of peers actually did a good video on the Game Awards recently about how it is like the least rigorous voting that there is for like a game show. Like there's so many other game awards that do a better job, like kind of nailing down the categories and the specifics and what qualifies and all that. And the Game Awards are like Jeff sending out postcards to everybody to vote,
Right.
depending on the category. So it's like, all right, well, I'm vaguely interested. So I get it, fired up. First 2 hours, it's one of those games where it's like the opening segment and the tutorial is so long that it takes you through the refund period. And so you're like, I'm not feeling it, and you come out and you're like, fuck, I'm already past the refund period. And we're like, all right, well, in for a penny, in for a pound. So I kept playing it. And let me be clear. Let me Obama for a second.
Let me be clear.
Is the first couple hours in the tutorial garbage? Like, just not in terms of like gameplay. It's just so fucking boring. Like it's like one of those. It's like the characters and the stuff you're doing. It's just like I don't care. I ended up. I'm 30 minutes into the game. I'm like fast forwarding through cutscenes. I'm like, it's just
never a good sign.
It's like writing for writing's sake. You have characters to like just let me play the game. And like we're doing a stealth section. Like I'm not gonna do stealth night from the 1400s or whenever this fucking is set. I'm gonna probably do what I do for every game and put points into speech and try to talk my way through things.
Absolutely.
So anyway, you get through all that bullshit. You get into the actual game, and we're like, oh, okay. If we had just skipped the first 3 hours, I would be really happy with the game. Like if it had just like in media res right into like you're at a point where you're locked up in the pillory and people are throwing tomatoes at you. Like start the game here. Start the game right here, and we'll get the backstory of why we're here with context. I didn't need the bullshit leading up to this, right? So, and I know there's somebody listening who's a fan of him. They're like, no, you needed the context of the guy, and be like, hey, I strawmanned you with a silly voice. Your opinion is invalid.
What are you gonna do about it, fucker?
What are you gonna do about it? But yeah, the thing I thought was kind of interesting is, yeah, it's a role-playing game. No, you don't get to customize your character. You are playing a specific dude. This guy has a name. He came from the first game. It's like it's more like The Witcher in that it's an RPG, but you don't get to change Geralt. This is like, you're this guy. His name is Henry. He has a backstory that is this, but within the boundaries of the game, you can kind of play the role how you see fit. And you can build out your character in different ways. You can have him be a swordsman, heavy weapons, archer, or like more like an academic type, where he's going to try to talk his way through things. And that's something I actually started really appreciating about the game, is that combat is, because it's medieval Renaissance, what the fuck ever, who cares? You're fighting with long swords and armor and heater shields and all that. The combat is like, you could just like fucking die pretty quickly if you're not careful. It really is. You shouldn't be fighting the game. It's like,
Right.
You should try to avoid fighting. If you see if you see a guy being stuck up on the road and there's more bandits, if there's like 3 bandits to one guy and you come across this happening, maybe just let the guy die. Maybe
don't get involved.
This is not your circus.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's something I've kind of appreciated about the game, and it's like, that sucks for that guy. You can't just murder hobo your way through it, which is pretty fascinating. It's got the the points into like how people view you on a really granular level. There's systems on systems on systems for like alchemy and all this stuff, but there's no magic. It is not a fantasy game.
Well, it's medieval.
It's medieval. It's a RPG set in the medieval times. But you don't have a big old chicken drumstick and you're not in the crowd. You are in medieval times and you're trying to basically find your liege lord, or whoever the hell he is, who basically dumps you as his best friend after you two get pilloried, after you two lose all of your other men to some bandits, and while you were naked walking through the swamp to spy on some women bathing. That's the first 3 hours.
Oh boy. Okay.
And after all that, the liege lord guy is like, I'm a lord, I should be treated better than this. And you're like, dude, we have no proof of identification. The letter that we had with your seal is missing, all that stuff. And he's like, you're no longer my best friend. And he stomps off. So you're so far the mission of the game is like, find him, and try to find a way into some royal wedding that's happening soon, so you can complete the quest that you were sent there to begin with, which is literally just to give an alliance letter to like a baron from a king. Like that's
right.
That's the reason you were there. It's like
you're the mailman.
Yeah, you're the mailman. And you go to the castle where the guy is that you're supposed to give him the letter, and they don't let you in because you don't have the letter and you don't have the seal and you're dressed like hobos, and because you're all muddy, and it's kind of funny. They just really could have made that whole first section like 30 minutes, like tighten it up.
Right.
So
everyone wants you. They want you to know how clever they are with all their shit. It's
so right now I'm trying to find my dog. Mutt. He's gone missing. So yeah, I'll
You
get
know,
there.
I've been on and off interested in this, so I'm glad to hear that you're having ultimately a fairly positive experience.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to give it a try at some point.
it's worth it at some point. I would wait till it goes on sale, you know.
Sure,
Um,
sure.
but it's what's really funny is it's runs on it's the Cry engine, and it's because the publisher is Deep Silver, and I think a lot of their games are Cry engines, so because
Mm,
they publish like Dead Islands and Metro Exodus and stuff like that.
sure.
Um, but yeah, it runs really well. Like I didn't have to fuck around with it to make it run, which is another like point in its favor. Like there's been
Sure.
a few games this year where it's just like the the I had to fuck around so much to get it to work right. But this, I mean, the other thing is like it came out earlier in the year. It's been patched to hell already. So I don't know
Hmm.
what it was like when it was first out. But yeah, so Kingdom Come Deliverance Deuce is
Nice.
what I'm playing. You got anything else on your list or?
Uh, only that I have picked up. What is it called? Hold on, close this fucking thing. Um, I picked up Look Outside again.
No,
I
okay,
I
fantastic.
kind of it's one of those. It at no point did I dislike Look Outside, and that's still the case as I'm playing it now. It's just I think I didn't realize what I was getting into with the game in terms
Sure,
of how big this thing would be and how much of a strategy would be required to think about how am I going to use my time and everything like
right.
that. And I wasn't ready for it in that sense. So I got kind of frustrated at a certain point, not because I wasn't enjoying the game per se, but because I just didn't know if I didn't know if I was getting anywhere.
Yeah,
Um, and now I started over and I'm giving myself another go with it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's a good fucking game. Like it's just
Yeah,
a
and hey, version 2 is out. The developer added a bunch of shit to the game since I've
yeah.
last played it. I mean, I played it earlier in the year and like played it, beat it, and I should come back and play it again because I know like he's added more endings, just like
Yeah.
content. Content has been added.
It's and there's already so much goddamn content. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an impressive game. It
For
really
those
is.
of you unaware, Look Outside is basically the love child of Undertale and Fear and Hunger.
Yeah.
Um, it's got the grotesqueness of Fear and Hunger with the power of friendship of Undertale.
Yeah. So ceaselessly creepy. If you're I'll tell you what, the day I just finished, I'll tell you how I finished the day. And if this sounds like the kind of game, if you're intrigued, then you have to pick this up. I rescued a horrifying rat baby
Hmm.
I who it follows me around everywhere. And then later that same day, I came upon a gaping, toothy mouth in a wall that demanded that I feed it a baby. And there was no way for me to get out without listening to what it said at a certain point because it was one of those, constantly scrolling, endless tunnel kind of things. And when I first played this, I gave it the baby.
Yeah.
And I felt like a fucking monster. But I did it. And this time around, I was like, "There's got to be something else I can do." And so instead, I gave it my left arm. It ate my left arm, which means I can't use ranged weapons anymore.
Sure.
So I need to find a companion that'll be good for ranged weapons if I want to fill that in. Um, and it's so weird and creepy and dingy and grotesque. The atmosphere and the content, like just this world. You could just drown in this world. I'm amazed at how much it still impresses me picking it up a second time. It's really great.
It unfolds in a way that's really neat, because it just starts out with your character wakes up from a dream with the compulsion to look outside, and you're interrupted by your neighbor who's like, you shouldn't do that. And she's just like looking at you through a hole in the wall. And you're finding all the people. You find people in the apartment building that you're living in. Like, okay, these are the people that looked outside. These are the people. There's people that didn't look outside. There's people that glanced outside. You can tell that they're a little fucked up. But they're not totally. And it's like, it's not even necessarily looking outside. It's the light coming in from outside that can cause issues. So, and you find out more and more about what is going on outside. Why can't you look outside? Is it some Lovecraftian
horrible little? Yeah, you get these weird little hints at to what's going on, and it's really cool.
Did you ever make it down to the first floor? No. Okay. There's like a really fun moment when you get to the lobby.
No, I haven't done that yet. But I really want to finish this game before the end of the year.
Yeah. And there's like, there's a bunch of different endings. If you're like, I didn't get a good ending. I beat the game, but I only did like half of the steps required to actually get the right ending. And then there's an ending if you just wait out the clock.
There's an ending if you look outside. I got that.
There's an ending if you look outside. It's like, I forget what it is. It's like, looked outside. It's just the ending or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just your guy's eyes being sucked out of his head.
It's so fucked. It was the first thing I did when I played this game before, and it's the best way to introduce you to what you're fucking doing. It's like, oh my God, this is a horrifying game. It really is. It's lovely.
Horrifying. But that'll do it tonight for our extended what are you playing jam sesh. I feel like we've done one at least once a year. We've ended up doing one of these episodes. And we'll be back. We're going to be back next week with our next book, which is back to our originally scheduled book, which was I believe Driver. And then also we'll have the end of the year game of the year episode, fresh, hot and ready. Little Caesars, hot and ready. No. Was it Little Caesars that made you sick?
But I'm willing to forgive.
You've already forgiven them.
I haven't eaten it yet, but I know I'm willing to forgive. It's gonna be it's a problem.
Pillar. It's a pillar of the fast food diet. So
it's just so good and it's so cheap,
and it's hot and ready.
And it's hot and ready now.
Now you could go to Little Caesars right now and get a hot and ready pizza.
Yeah.
I feel like they really made a comeback. This is an aside.
They really did. No,
I feel like there was a long time where it was like, oh yeah, there's Pizza Hut, Domino's, and Little Caesars, and then Little Caesars kind of like fell off a bit, and you're like, I guess there's Pizza Hut and Domino's, and we're like, oh shit, Little Caesars come back.
Because I literally remember when it happened. I remember when they had the Hot Now, and it's like a $5 pizza. And it's not that it's the best pizza you've ever had, but it's actually pretty good
But it's hot, it's ready, spending. And it's $5, and you're
so can't get mad about that.
Oh God. So anyway, thanks everybody for listening. Follow us on the social medias that we still have, which are Blue Sky and Instagram. Jump into our Discord, go to our Patreon. All that fun stuff, and get ready for your road test, people, because next week you're getting your driver's license.
Woo woo!
Whoop whoop.